San Francisco Rush was the very definition of a 90s racing game. A crazy premise, inventive track design, exaggerated physics, and a host of wacky unlockables. It's one of those games that many of us have gotten for Christmas, but ultimately, apart from a few fond memories, has faded into collector obscurity. And that's a shame, really, because SFR was a fun little racer that drew comparisons to more popular titles like Cruisin', Daytona USA, and Carmageddon. A few years later, a sequel would be made that set the series 50 years, or 49, into the future. San Francisco Rush 2049 was that game, and it was a great blend of fun arcade-style racing and smart science fiction track design. The premise was simple. You race around several tracks set in a futuristic San Francisco, leaving your opponents in the dust whilst doing your best to avoid crashing and blowing up. Standard fare. Easier said than done, however, as your opponents had a steely determination when it came to winning. The AI was really good here, often resorting to aggressive measures by knocking you off the track or straight into a wall. The selection of tracks was impressive at the time, with several of San Francisco's landmarks and locations represented with futuristic renditions. The great thing about the courses was that they were absolutely loaded with secrets and shortcuts that rewarded the avid explorer. 16 coins could be found on each track, 8 silver, 8 gold, and collecting them all unlocked new tracks, cars, and parts that would improve your ride. The racing itself is what you'd expect. Accelerate, brake, turn, accelerate some more, you get the drift. But you did have a sweet pair of wings that could be activated while in the air to perform various stunt maneuvers. Fairly useless during a race, but it contributed to the scoring system found in the game's stunt mode. There was a nice multiplayer suite here too. The racing and stunt modes could be played with up to 4 players. Exploring the tracks with friends was a surprising amount of fun, whether you were just searching different parts of a track or collectively trying to score the perfect jump to find that elusive gold coin. The final mode on offer was Battle Mode. This was a twisted metal-esque affair that had players racing around large arenas picking up weapon power-ups to destroy one another. Weapons ranged from a fairly standard machine gun and grenade launcher to a deadly sound wave generator that instantly destroyed anything in its radius. Again, it's a fun little mode, but it never really offered anything special. It would have been nice if the battle mode allowed players to race on the normal tracks as opposed to these bland arenas exclusive to the mode. Another issue we have with games like Mario Kart 64. Despite all this, San Francisco Rush 2049 is still a fantastic racing game that sadly flew under most people's radar, even though it was released concurrently on the N64 and Sega Dreamcast. It's a hidden gem. The genius track design, the layer upon layer of secrets and shortcuts, the awesome replay value. It's a shame the game didn't get the attention it deserved as much as the other racers of its time, but as wacky 90s hidden racing gems go, Rush 2049 is definitely one of the best.